My nose is itching. All right, so I don't know what was happening before. Like I was trying to say, I do think that that my phone, that maybe my phone had gotten overheated just sitting there in my little cell phone holder. So right now, I am going to go ahead. Why I came this way this time? Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and wait on some of you guys to come back, and pretty much just kind of pick up the discussion possibly where we left off. Okay. Woo, Lord, I'm not feeling my best. But overall, I am still the bomb.com. Like, still the bomb. The Most High, still the bomb. The Most High in me. So for all who may come across this video and you didn't see the first one, we have basically kind of started talking about sister wives, the idea of them, or co-wives. And I'm about to explain what I mean when I say co-wife, okay? Because I'm pretty sure it's not the same meaning as what co-wife may really stand for. This one, okay, let me explain. So for me, a co-wife and a sister wife are different. A sister wife, to me, can be two people who, are literally sisters for real. Or, which is the very basic and technical possible definition. Or they could be two women who develop a bond like sisters. So, friends, whatever. Or they could have not even been cool whatsoever before the man that they have joined themselves to. But once they got together, then they formulate their own bond that is one like sisters. Now, oh shoot, this could be a really deep ass topic, to be quite honest, actually, now that I'm sitting here, because I was about to say, even with sisters, are you going straight? Yes, you are. And I have to watch so that I can go around you. Okay. Even with sisters, like blood biological sisters, there are people who get into it with their family clearly all the time. And I'm talking about knockdown dragouts, or there's just shady stuff that happens even with family members. So that may not necessarily be always the prettiest picture to paint when it comes even to sister wives. But normally when I say sister, I'm thinking about somebody who, there's a deep connection, there's a deep bond, there's a love, there's a thing where even if we don't always agree, or if we argue, okay, that we can still, that there's still a love, there's still a commonality, there's still a common ground whereby we're going to work together and we're going to show love to one another anyway. That's what I get and what I think of when I say sister wife. Okay? When I think of co-wives, I feel like these are just two women who really may or may not want anything to really do with one another aside from what they have to do. So, like, if there are family gatherings and we have to both show up, all right. So basically, I guess what I would say, no camaraderie there, no deeper bond, just kind of like they both know about the other person. They know the other person exists. They know the other wife is there. But there's no bond between the women. That's how I view. Okay? And when I say a co-wife, that's what I'm talking about at this time. Two ladies who really probably wouldn't have anything to do with one another at all. And who still don't really want to have anything to do with one another at all. But they do sometimes deal with one another because they're with the same man. Unfortunately, that's what I consider co-wifeness, and sister wifeness is what I desire to have. Like, if I'm gonna be in a polygynous union, I want a sister wife. I don't want a co-wife. I don't want to be a co-wife, And so therefore I don't want a co-wife. And when I say I don't want to be a co-wife, I'm talking about with my definition. Like, I'm not, y'all need to watch where y'all going, kids. I am not that person who's gonna want absolutely nothing to do with the other person that's in my husband's life. Like, I'm just not like that anyway. Just on some friendship type stuff. If like I have one friend, I'm hoping that we can all get along because we're probably all connected for possibly similar reasons. So anyways, ooh, go faster, Sapphire. We must go faster. We really didn't go any faster, and we ran that light. But anyways, my conversation or my question before was about the relationship that there should be between two women. Now, okay, so with my scenario, we here now. Like, we are here and we're in that thing. Okay, so, and it doesn't look like either one of us are really talking about walking away. So I'm that person that's like, okay, so we're here and it's fine now. Let's do something. Let's make it work. So I'm just wondering, like, are there supposed to be like scheduled times where everybody is together? Is there bonding time for the two women, the two wives? Like, what the heck? This is what I want to know. This is what the freak I want to know. And I want to know, like, how does anyone think that a relationship with two different women with the same husband is going to work if those two women are not, oh my God, they don't have love for one another? Like, don't have love. Like, oh my God. I don't know. Ideally, if I was going to do this, I need a sister. I want a sister and I want a friend. I don't want somebody who just, you side-eyeing me because you worried that I'm going to be trying to do some shit to get you out the way. And I don't even be thinking about that. But when I feel it, so I got to say it. You know, so if I feel like, hey, this is not the business, I don't know. Like, and I'm a very optimistic person usually. I am not the type to just don't get me wrong. Like, my feelings, my vibes tell me a lot about people, but I'm not out here just thinking the worst of people right away. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I don't know how to, Skylar, Aisha, I don't know if you guys are still here, but hey, Aisha, hey, Skylar. Girl, we talking about sister wives and stuff. I don't know who really know about all of this type of stuff. But this is about to be super random, what I'm about to say, you guys. I'm about to be super, super random. But to me, one of the things that has kind of really helped me to wrap my mind about the whole idea, aside from whatever I was already doing before, the thing that's helping me to wrap my mind around the idea of wholesome, pure, healthy polygyny is the fact that, first of all, it's out here happening every day anyway. Like, for real, it's out here happening every day. There are brethrens and sisterins, for that matter, who, you know, you in a monogamous relationship, or so you think, but of course, the guy falls in love or decides to care for another lady. You know what I'm saying? They decide to care for another woman, and you either are unaware of it, first and foremost. Okay, let me leave this in here because I don't feel like taking it inside, and I might have to come back out here anyway to roll to another place. Let me go back to the inside, guys. Hold on. Hopefully the connection will definitely also get better. But yeah, it's like a lot of people are in polygynous unions anyway. And when they find out that they're in one because they didn't want to be in one, then they leave. But to me, I would much rather everybody get along, me personally. And that's just the truth. I know my husband not here. Anyway, let me take these off so I can read the comments clearly. Did I leave this light on in here? Maybe I did. Okay, hold on. Skylar. Ah! Thank you, Skylar. You like them? You're the first person to see them at the job, girl. Now you dang, you already know I'm cute now. Anyway, let me sit in the sun. Hopefully that helps my cramps. Anyways, you guys, what was I saying? What the heck was I saying? Oh, yeah, that's what I was saying. Basically, for me, polygyny, I was saying one of the things that helped me to wrap my mind around the idea of it being practiced in this day and age and with people like me was the fact that, okay, now to me, I actually need to rephrase something I said. I think I mentioned that I said that people are doing it anyway. To me, I lied. That's not true. To me, they're not actually practicing polygyny. They're cheating. They're cheating for real because obviously everybody's not involved. Everybody doesn't know what's happening. Everyone hasn't actually made up their mind to be a part of that particular type of union. And in our society, the way that it's set up now, a lot of us have mostly been monogamous. The majority of us. And when I say that, I don't even know if I can really say that real good because most of us, well, yes, I can. Most of us have been monogamous as far as we only deal with one person at a time. Okay, you only marry one person. You were a player, right? And you were dealing with more than one woman. You still had them like separate. It was never this thing where we're going to all be together type stuff. So that's what I guess I mean. And when I think about it, the reason why I was questioning monogamy is because the truth of the matter is, like everybody, not everyone, but we all kind of move around from person to person. And though it's not polygyny per se, because we're not out here saying, hey, yeah, I want to be with you, you, and you. It just kind of like happens because, oh, maybe two people realize that they're not for one another or they don't want to be with one another. And then you supposedly move on, you know, whether you heal or not, whether you take a sabbatical or not, you have a breakup and then you move on to be with someone else. Hi to everybody who's coming on. No, I don't want to tag my brother in this video. Why are you asking me that, Facebook? So that's that with that. I basically feel, y'all, it's my understanding that if we gonna do or try to practice any type of loving, any type of marriage, you know, because most people look at polygyny as, hey, this is a form of marriage, okay? No, it may not be the prevalent form, but it is a form of marriage. So, okay, if it's a form of marriage, that means that everybody who gets involved in that needs to know what they're getting involved into. They need to know what role they're going to play. You know, and I feel like that should be something that's discussed by everybody, and nobody should feel like, I feel like the only person that should be controlling that, and if it's going to be a person, it should be all three. Because, hell, we all done became one now. Let us tell it. We all agreeing to do this, so we all are one type thing. So there shouldn't be any decisions being made without all parties involved and on deck. That's how I feel. And in these situations, I just don't really feel like there should be much of a separation between the women. I feel like the women ought to want to have sisters. They ought to want to have help from their co-wife, from their sister wife. Let me rephrase co-wife. Sister wife, because that's what I want. Oh yeah, Amanda, this is pretty much a random discussion. It is loosely based off of course, my life and the lifestyles of other people. But mostly me, because I can't talk about nobody else stuff really. But I'm basically asking, like, if there are two women who agree to be in a union where they both know that the other woman is considered to be a wife and considered to be a significant part of the relationship, should they or should they not work together? Should they or should they not have time for them two to bond? This is my question. It's my belief that, of course, you should have time to bond between the two women. Like, because I feel like if the two ladies is going to be good, You know what I'm saying? Like, if the two ladies are good, I feel like stuff in the house will just flow smoother. I just feel like you'll have a friend maybe outside of whatever other friends you have. I feel like you'll have a friend if you guys are both that way for one another. Like, you know, y'all can be cool. That's how I feel. I agree with you, Amanda. I feel like we should work together. And I feel like I feel like when there's a relationship where there are two women involved with one man, I feel like the women have to establish a relationship too, especially if they did not have one before. So, for example, if we wasn't best friends, or if we weren't sisters, like blood related sisters, and we were cool before we both met this man and this person took us on both as wives, then we have to build a relationship with each other. And that requires just as much effort as it would if it was just me and that man, or the other lady and that man by themselves, right? And so it bothers me. I feel like you don't want to be with me, and therefore you can't want to be with us if you don't want to bond with me and you don't want to build a relationship with me. I feel like there's something wrong with that. Okay, so Amanda said, if you can't get along, things will always be hard, including moving on with life. Amanda, if you are not speaking the whole truth right now, that's very true. I'm pretty much kind of living that out in a way right now. I'm living that out in a way right now. So I know that to be true. It's very hard. It's very, very hard to do when the women and the men, of course, for that matter, but especially when the two women are not on the same page, it's so hard. And it's hard for the ladies and it's hard for the guy. It's hard for them. It's hard for everybody, basically. It's hard for everyone. If the two ladies ain't seeing eye to eye, it's hard on the man and them. And then if one of the wives and the husband aren't seeing eye to eye, that's hard for them. And it's hard for the other wife who's involved as well. And, you know, it can be very messy. It can be very, very messy. And to be honest, I feel like that's the reason that for me right now, I don't recommend it for much. I don't recommend it for people who are not loving. I don't recommend it for people who are not forgiving. I don't recommend it for people who can't get over shit quick. I do not recommend this. I would say I don't even recommend relationships for people who can't do that, because if you can't forgive a lot, and if you can't just be loving and start over and new day and all this type of stuff, it ain't gonna work. It's just not gonna work. You're gonna be mad. You're gonna be holding grudges. You're gonna be not wanting to deal with people. All that type of stuff. And that's just gonna prove to be terrible. Amanda says, okay, Nika says, I think I'm a little late. Nika says, I've never seen a scenario where the women weren't friends or at least spending some time with one another. Who decided that you two ladies should not have a relationship? Well, that's an excellent question, Crystal, and I'll have to inbox you that answer, because with me being the vocal person in our relationship and being the one who's like, wow, front and center, and I'm a talker and I get on live and I'm this person, I have been basically accused of exposing business, of course, and making people look bad in our relationship, that's definitely not my desire to do. So I'll explain that to you. I'll inbox you. That's what I'll say. Let's see. Nika says, I've never seen a scenario where the women, oh, she already said that. I'm so sorry. I definitely just read that wrong. And did I say Crystal? Crystal, I wasn't talking to you. My bad. I was talking to Nika. Anyways, Amanda said, I don't know if I should ask on her, but do you have a sister? Or on here, okay, but do you have a sister? Do I have a sister? Are you asking me, do I have a sister wife, Amanda? Because you know I got sisters and brothers, right? Girl, I come from a pretty big family too. I have like a lot of sisters. My dad had kids before he met my mom, and my mama had 2 children before she met my father. So I have an older sister on my mom's side, an older brother on my mom's side. And with my daddy, I got like 5 siblings. I have my baby. I got 3 sisters. No. I've got 5 sisters on my daddy's side and like 3 brothers. Here go my little thing. Y'all can't see him. He don't want to be seen right now. Hey, Crystal. It has been a minute because I've been trying to be quiet, y'all, because I be getting in trouble and stuff. And I don't want to get in trouble. And I don't want to make nobody look bad. Oh, okay. So yes, Amanda, the answer to that question is yes, I do have I call it a co-wife right now. It's not a sister wife yet, but I do have a co-wife. So is this the reason why his ass over here? Let me shut up. I love my little bony husband. Y'all, I'm about to let y'all see him. You about to come up, show you? Sit down, babe. Come here. Come sit down real quick.
What you doing?
I'm making a live. Come here real quick. It's about to be over. There he go, y'all. That's my baby. This is the man that got me.
I'm the devil.
Shut up. Don't say that. Only I can say that. You can't say that. This is the man, y'all. That man right there. That man right there is the reason why I have a sister wife. He's the reason. He's the reason. Okay, let's see. Yes, I know you have a large family. Okay, yeah. So I do have a sister wife, Amanda. I hope I answered your question. But yeah, I definitely just feel like we all have to, especially the ladies. I think that the ladies have to be cool. I feel like we should be building our own relationship aside from him.
For sure.
That's what I think. I think that's going to be the only way that it really works. I think that's going to be the only way he gets some peace. Because if not, it's going to be hell. And right now, I feel like that's what happens in these scenarios right now for now. Which is why if you would ask me, I say, don't do it. Don't seek that treasure. That's what I would say, because I don't know if a lot of us is really ready for that.
Mature enough for that?
Yeah, baby. Everybody not really ready for that. And there are some people who are genuinely, you can get down with that. And I mean, because you're a people person or because you are open to dealing with people or loving people. It don't even, you think so? Okay, so because you're mature spiritually. I think love would cure that though. If you were a loving person and you're open and, and like I mentioned before, if you are a forgiving person, if you can get over shit, that will help out a lot too, because, you okay, baby? Okay. Because stuff is going to happen in these situations. Like, as of now, like I said, it can be real messy. It can be real messy as of now. He's so optimistic with his, but it's going to get better. Like, I'm optimistic too. And I feel like that's the reason for me why I'm still here. Because, baby, I think it's for 2 things. Either I'm super crazy, which I already know that I'm crazy on my own. Like, pre-him, pre-co-wife, I was already crazy. I don't need you singing, baby. I don't need your help with this one. I got it. Okay, thank you. I'm crazy. So, but I feel like I'm just open. I'm just way more open. I'm way more open and loving. And I feel like who? Okay. Yeah, baby.
I'm gonna go over on York Street and start working on that for a little while. I gotta come back and put this door.
That's the door?
Well, it's the door frame. I gotta replace that door frame from that where that dog tore up.
Okay. I'm about to finish these windows, and then do you want me to come around by York Street or no? What you feel like, baby? Because I'm not. And then you'll tell me what to do?
Yeah.
Okay, because you know I'm not feeling my best today.
Yeah, I know.
Do you know that I want to be around you, though? Is it okay if I do that?
Yeah, I'm going to be over there working.
I might lift up something, but it just won't be...
There ain't nothing to lift.
Okay, I might do something is what I'm trying to tell you. It just won't be...
Oh, that'll be a change.
Oh, I know you did it. Boy, shut up. Bye. Y'all, he talks about me every day. Every day. Oh, baby, we didn't get... Hold on. Give me 1 minute. Y'all gotta see this look.
Oh, my.
Come here, baby. Don't be... Get on. Bye. Don't be shy. Don't be ashamed.
Ain't nobody changed.
All I was, boy, they gotta see that black love. They probably ain't see nothing, no way. But anyways, let's see. Sister wife, Amanda. So yes, y'all need to get along. Life will be a lot smoother. I'm very, 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 very. What the hell was I trying to say? I agree with you, Amanda. That's what I'm trying to say. I agree, boo. I agree. So Amanda said you may need to sit and talk with her. Have you tried that? Amanda, do you remember your sweet mate? Do you remember me? I'm so dramatic, y'all. I'm so extra. Oh, God. Okay. So just to answer the question, because I know that my Pookie is genuinely asking, and you are probably going to be asking things that other people will probably ask. So I'm going to go out. Heck yes, I've sat down and talked with her. We've sat down and talked with one another. That's all I'll say there. I have a lot more that I could say, but again, I'm not here to try to, I don't want to make nobody look a certain way. So what I'll say is yes, we've had dates. It hasn't been date night, like where we know that me and her are just getting together to chill, but we have had conversations where she and I have talked together without our husband around. In fact, Denon, half the time, the last time all three of us were around each other together at the same time was like Passover last year. So as of now, I feel like he kind of tries to stay out of it, which is weird to me because I'm like, oh no, you can't stay out of it, my brother. This is because of you that we are here. But he does, I feel like he likes to give us our time. Amanda said, I just thought you should try again. Girl, Amanda, let me tell you, we have been at this for a year and a half. It haven't even been a half of a year yet. It's been a year. I made it down here in February of 2018. 6 months into our relationship, this lady came back into the picture. As far, like officially. I don't remember what time of year that was. That was about to go into January. So 2 years, when January roll around, it will be 2 years that I have definitely tried. We've sat down, we've had conversations, and I swear they go good. I be thinking that they're good. I think that sometimes even she thinks that they're good, and then something happens like in between that. So, I will say, there are a lot of things that come up. Just like in relationships with just two people, things come up like people have petty behaviors or people have character flaws. Like that's just multiplied times 3 here. That's multiplied times 3 here. So I'll just put that like that without trying to expose or without purposely or even accidentally exposing someone. So let's see. Nika has said, does she not like you? Nika, when I tell you that I've never been that person, I've never been the person to like to say stuff like that about people. So to be honest, I don't know. I really just don't know. I feel like in our conversations, she has told me that she doesn't really have a problem with me. But I will say this, like for those who probably didn't catch the very first live, I did mention that I'm the person who talks like this on live. period, before our relationship, but when we got in this relationship and when we were at a rough spot in this connection and stuff, and I was on my own, remember, and I was like, this is wrong and this is wrong and da 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 da, and I was talking about my feelings about the relationship. She basically felt like that was a personal attack on her, so she did not take kindly to that live when I did that. And she felt like I was attacking both her and our husband, and she didn't like that. So I feel like, if anything, I think she views me as an enemy. Or I really do. I think she views me as an enemy, and I think that she viewed me as an enemy previously, like before, you know, me ever doing the live and stuff. I think she felt that way. And when I say an enemy, I just mean it's like competition. You know, that's how I think she views me. But I'm not her, so I really don't know. And like I said, she's never said, I don't like you. She's never told me that. I mean, but I'm a likable person. You know what I'm saying? Who wouldn't like me? Even though there have been people who don't like me, they have not liked me because they feel like I'm fake. They have not liked me because they're like, girl, you can't possibly be smiling and shit all the time. What you got to smile about? I mean, people really used to not like me for that in high school, so who knows, you know? Amanda says, y'all don't live together. No, we do not. We don't live together. Our husband is working on a property where she'll have the top apartment and I'll be on the first floor, and I'll have my own apartment there. Valerie says, does she have access to your social media? My social media, as far as I know, it's like friends of friends, right? And what do I need to say? It's friends of friends who can see it, but things like lives, they're public. So yes, she does have access, because that's how she saw my last live when I was going off on my husband. That's how she saw it. She came and she let me know she saw it because she loved the live. And I remember saying something to her. We are not friends on Facebook. So she does have access to it. Let's see. Oh, Leroy, you said you don't like me, Leroy. First of all, Leroy, I know you lying. I know you lying, because I ain't did nothing to you for you not to like me. And you used to speak to me whenever I would see you. Maybe that was just you being cordial. But now I'm pretty sure I don't believe you, Leroy. I don't believe you. And Nika says, how do you guys split the time then? I'm really, really curious. Well, so before I went haywire, because I'm the one who left the house this last time, when I came down here, I moved in with my husband. They were not together at the time, but the point of the matter is, I did wind up leaving because I was all mad and butthurt, and you know, and really I was upset with how everything was going. I was upset with the fact that this intruded on me and my husband's new ass relationship. I was upset with the fact that she came back. I can't lie, I was mad. I was like, why would you come back? What you coming back for? I was salty. And I was also upset that my husband had, you know, decided that he wanted to be back with her. Nevertheless, once he let me know, like he claims he hadn't made the decision yet, but I felt like he had. But he said he didn't, and he did ask me. And I said, well, if she love you and she gonna be nice to me, then I don't see no problems. So I had agreed, even though it wasn't something I initially wanted. But like I mentioned before, you guys, I have had the thought in my mind before that if I wanted to get back with one of my exes who I know I had kind of did wrong by, and he had said some real shit to me that I didn't pay attention to before until after the fact, that if he had already moved on and was with someone else, I would just be happy to be back, you know, with him, and I would consider being in a polygynous union. So when this scenario happened, I basically just put myself in her shoes and felt like that's probably what was happening with her. And so because I would want that wife to let me, the new wife, to let me back with my husband who I love, I just felt like, you know, I'm gonna give it a try. So that's what I said. I gave it a try. And I'm still giving it a try, even though there have been days that I wanted to walk away, because the way that we split the time, we came up with a schedule. First, when they first got back together, basically my husband just started going to go see her. He started going to go see her. I'm already at the house. He ain't got to really worry about me. So he started to go see her. It was like And then it got to a point to where it was like every Wednesday, that became their thing. Every Wednesday, he would go and see her, which was fine by me because it gave me a break from him. Because, baby, my husband is something else. He's demanding and everything. And he did tell me that before we got together. So that's not super shocking. But it's like, girl, you don't be knowing stuff until you really get into it with somebody. Like when you in the thing with him. So, yeah, he's very demanding. So I was like, ooh, girl, great. He got something, and I could do something for myself for a change. I could do something I want to do, even if it's nothing. So I was slowly but surely warming up to the whole idea of him having somebody else to go to, you know. But I was still salty because it wasn't what I wanted. So, and then when I felt like he was doing different stuff for her, oh, it made me salty. It made me even more angry. I was like, oh, oh, no. So I ain't gonna lie, that made me a little jealous, and I never was the jealous type though. So I'm like, goddamn, where are these emotions coming from? I'm a sensitive person and I am emotional, but I had never been jealous over somebody before, and now I was getting jealous, y'all. It wasn't good. So anyway, then the schedule, we had to talk because I had been saying I wanted to meet her from the word say go. When he told me she wanted to come back and he was entertaining the idea, I'm like, okay, so I want to meet her. And I was sincerely low-key excited because I'm like, if this goes good, like maybe we can help each other with cooking and cleaning, and if she cooked better than me, then she can cook, and then I'll just do this and that and the third. You know what I'm saying? Like I was trying to formulate plans on how we was going to be with Denon. Baby, and she ain't want to meet me. She did not want to meet me. It got to the point to where I was like, I thought Denon didn't want us to meet each other. So I was like, you don't want, baby, I accused him. Then eventually she let me know that it was her who wasn't ready to come forward. She said she wasn't ready to see me and him together. And I was like, red flag. First of all, it was a red flag when she didn't want to meet me. And that's why for me, I said to my husband, like, baby, this not cool. Like, she don't want to meet me. So that meant I already know I'm a girl. Like, she feels like you just belong to her, boo. And she don't want to meet me. I'm the new girl. She over here wondering, like, what is this, you know? So anyway, I'm over here eager to meet her, and she don't want to meet me. She's like, I'm not ready for all that. And then we did text each other though. We exchanged numbers and we started texting. So I was kind of happy about that. It wasn't constant. She ain't text me half as much as she be texting him, but she did text me every now and then when I said something to her. So then I noticed that she would only really kind of talk to me when I said something to her. And then that bothered me because I'm just like, okay. So my woman and spidey senses went off, and it was like, okay, I see what's going on here. You really just want to be back here with him. You don't really care about me, you know. And I voiced that to my husband, and my husband was like, I feel like he was like, no, she just, you know, she just slow to warm up. She's reserved. And I was like, nah, dude, I'm telling you what this is. And he was like, okay, you might be right. First of all, my husband didn't like to give me my credit. Sometimes he don't like to give me my credit. It has to slap him in his face. It gotta beat him over the head before he give me my credit. But to this day, we did switch schedules. We created one after finally meeting for the first time. And it became to where on certain days out of the week, he would go be with her after work. And then those following days, like we got 3 days apiece. And then the Sabbath day, he would rotate Sabbaths with either one of us. So that's how that happened. And then the next thing I was pushing for was, okay, when we gonna spend time together? When we gonna have Sabbath time together? That's what I was looking for. And that's what I'm still looking for and pretty much waiting on. So, yeah, we had came up with something, but then when I left, like that's what I was trying to say, y'all. When I left the house, that kind of threw things off. And when I left, she was moved in because of other situations and everything like that. So now she's at the house and I'm gone, and I'm living in one of his properties as of now until he finally fixes up the other house that we're both going to have our apartments in. So as of now, I don't get to see him that much. He has to come by and see me. You know what I'm saying? But as of now, it's rough for me because it's not the same. Like, I started off in the house with him. I started off being able to see him all the time. or whatever, and then he just be taking a break and I be getting my break. And at the same time, it's not terrible this way either. I just miss him a little bit more now. I do miss, you know, being able to be with him a little more, but other than that, I'm still okay with this because I'm still learning myself, and I get to lavish all the self-love on myself that I want to, so I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that part, so I'm not tripping. But I do sometimes miss us being able to be with each other, like, you know. Okay, so it's a social group out there that allows the sharing of the man/woman. Elizabeth Williams says, crazy, y'all, a family unit. I need to come where you are at. Okay, so I'm reading comments, y'all, and I'm late as all outdoors. Amanda says, girl, you are honest and blunt. I am. I be trying not to be that blunt, though, Amanda. I really do. I try not to be blunt. I really do try to care about people's feelings. I'm not going to lie, because that's the Libra in me. But then the Leo have to sometimes just say things the way that it is. So, you know, it is what it is. Let me see. What was it? Crystal says, I can see how that would be upsetting. I feel like if we doing this, be all in and open. That's how I feel. Okay. The only part I want no parts of is having sex with you. Like, I'm good on that. I only want my husband. Okay. That's all I want. And I want you to have him to yourself too. So if I need to dip out, you know what I'm saying? If I need to do the church finger and go find somewhere to be for a couple hours or the whole night or whatever, that's fine. But no, other than that, we could all be great. We could be friends. Cool. We're family, right? That's how I feel. And I feel like I'm acting crazy or whatever, or she could think that I act crazy. I don't know. But some days I want to do that because, bruh, like right now, it's not the business the way that I would like it to be. It's not. I feel she's very, very reserved and closed off from me. Not from nobody else, but from me. And with that bothers me. Frank, no, you don't. You could be right wherever you are. First of all, the one thing that I feel like is terrible, a terrible way to start this is ever lying or not being honest about what you want. And I do feel like that's something that happened before with me and my spouse. And that's the reason why I was initially mad. Because I'm like, bruh, I wouldn't have came down here for this. Nope, because this is not what I would have wanted. But at the same time, I'm here now, you know, and I care about him now. So it's a wrap on him. Like, I care about his ass now. So I ain't going nowhere. That's just that. That's what it is. So I'm not finna lie to myself. I tried when I first tried to leave for them 2 weeks. I'm leaving. F this. F of this. That's what I was saying. But, and I did mean it. Like, there are certain aspects of the relationship that are terrible that I'm like, no, we need to do better. You know, just like with any relationship, there are things when you see you in the thick of that shit, oh, we got to fix this. This ain't going to work. So that's kind of where we're going to constantly be. You know, it's going to have to keep on changing, but people got to be willing to hear that this is some effed up stuff and that everybody not happy. And they also have to be willing to make the adjustments. And I feel like sometimes people in this situation don't want to make the adjustments, you know, and that's a problem. I feel like the only way that this will not work out is if it's going to be on Denon, to me, and Dana. Because I feel like I've already showed my heart to the both of them. But I will say, me and this live stuff, y'all, I ain't going to lie to you, okay? I'm not finna lie to y'all. When I was hurt and when I was angry and I was making this live, oh, I meant everything I said. And I stand by it to this day. But I can understand why she was upset with me, is what I'm trying to say. And I think that I do think that it's like a protector for her not to open up more. It's kind of like I just shot my own self in the foot with that. But I mean, it's done now. So I can't take that back, and I don't even want to. It's just, hey, you know, I didn't want you here, but you're here now. And you know what? I feel like I've made a whole lot of adjustments, and lovingly so. So I feel like you should be able to do the same thing. You know, yeah, you may have felt like I made you look bad. That wasn't my intention. We actually talked about it, just so y'all know. We talked about it. She told me how she felt. I let her know where I was coming from. And I did apologize for it making her feel some type of way. But I don't apologize for what I said because I meant it. I'd be lying. And I'm not a liar like that. Nope. So anyway, let's see. Elizabeth said, no, you're not crazy. Nika said, honestly, I don't think she agrees with the extra person. And that's you. Being in the picture. She probably has the same feelings you were having when she came back. She was with him. It was just her. Leave and come back. Now you are there. Right. Let me tell you, I'm very honest with myself. I could read people very well. The spirit of discernment is strong here. And I knew that, but she didn't want me here from the beginning. Like, period. Like, when she came back, she was hoping that maybe I would just, I don't want to say this, y'all, because this is what got me in trouble the last time, because I'm not her, so I cannot speak for her. But I can only say what I felt when I got the vibe. And I'm just saying, I felt like she's just like me. She did not want to share him with anybody. She didn't want to share him with anyone, and that means me too. So Nika, I would agree. And Crystal said, I remember that. And I guess Crystal was talking about when I was on live and I was talking about my feelings and stuff like that about this relationship as it stands. So yeah, she let me know that had really offended her. So I did apologize for the offense, but I did not apologize for what I was saying, and I was like, listen, this is where I was at. To be honest, I made that live because I felt at the time, and this is what I let her and my husband know, that neither of them were listening to me. So even though I was vocal, I'm vocal with them, and anybody, like, if I'm close to you and I love you, you gonna know where you stand with me, and you gonna know how I feel, and I'm gonna listen to how you feel. There will never be I'm just running to other people before I said something. That's not me. That's just not the way I work. So, well, let me rephrase that. Most cases, that is not the way that I work. I do believe that I've done that before. And I'll say that, yeah, I feel like I've done that before. But in this case, that wasn't the case, you know? So I just was I was like, I'm not going to apologize. I don't apologize for that. I don't apologize for that because you don't apologize for being here. You don't apologize for being here. You mean what you said. You here, and we all here. So no, I'm not apologizing for the way I feel. You know, I will apologize for how I handled that situation. That's all I can do. So I did, and I meant that too. Nika says, somehow I don't think she would feel different if you hadn't done the live. Nika, I believe you and I are both Leo sun signs, right? Are we not? I'm going to tell you, hands down, I know that to be factual, what you just said. That's why I had to go back and say that from the beginning, I have not been wanted here. You understand what I'm saying? So I already know that it wouldn't have made no difference. It did not make a difference then. That was just something that was said. And like I said, a little earlier when I said I shot myself in the foot with that live, that's what I mean by that, because it's more like, what I meant by that is, if I do really want it to work, then, you know, me making that live didn't help, because all it did was gave ammunition for her to be like, So that's what I meant by I shot myself in the foot with that. That's true. I agree with that statement too. Yes, we are Leos. And even if we wasn't, like, intuition is strong over here. So I've been peep game, told my husband about it when I first red flag ever, I called it. Oh, she don't want me here. When she turned down meeting me, I knew it. I'm like, oh, you don't want this, girl. Let's stop playing. She don't want it. And I didn't want it either, but I've been more vocal about me not wanting it. And then not only have I been more vocal, I've also been the one trying to be way more inclusive. And I think that's the part that when I was going off on Facebook, that's why I was mad. That's why I was hurt, because I'm like, listen, sister, I don't want this neither. But I'm like, you said that you was okay with him still being with me. And I even know that that was a fabrication. She was probably doing that because she wanted to be with him. And I understand that too. I'm very understanding, honey. But at the end of the day, I'm like, if you're going to try to push me out the way though, or if you're going to try to diminish me in the process, well, that's not fair and that's not okay. And I'm just not going to let that happen, sweetie. I'm loving and I'm sweet. I'm all those things. But I'm also not a pushover. And I'm not fenced to let you make it. Like, you not back to do me like that. No. And I feel, when I say I feel like I'm crazy sometimes, that's what I mean by I feel like I'm crazy. Bye, Amanda. Amanda says, I wish I could stay on, but I have to give my kids some attention. I hope things get better between y'all. Take care. Love, miss you, and I'll check in on you. Thank you, Amanda. Thank you so much, my love. Thank you so much. I'm about to go ahead and go too because I've been on here talking too long. I got to go ahead and finish my task. I got to finish the windows in this house that I said I was going to clean up for him. So I've already started the first process. I got to do the rest. So I'm going to go ahead and go. But thank you guys. Thank y'all for talking with me and all that kind of stuff. I'm happy to hear that this could have been a conversation. I'm glad that didn't nobody go off on each other. Bye, Amanda. I'm glad didn't nobody go off on each other, wasn't disrespectful to me or anybody else on the feed. I'm very grateful. I'm very grateful. Let me see what Nika says. Things would go smoother if you guys got along, but for your own peace of mind, maybe separation is right now. Maybe separation is the best for right now. I agree. I'm gonna have my peace of mind. I'm gonna have it, Nika. It ain't going nowhere. It ain't going nowhere. My peace of mind ain't going nowhere. So that's why I'm perfectly okay, with that. But I'm just like, at some point though, guys, I'm like, at some point this gonna have to change because otherwise it's really just, to me, not gonna work. And I'm scared of walking away because she don't want it. You know what I mean? And I don't want to be nowhere where I'm not wanted. And I know that some people might be like, girl, F her. It's about him. But it's not for me. It's not. Like, once I agreed to be like, okay, we could try this relationship where I know that she's a wife too and I am as well. I wanted it to be where me and her have a connection too. Like a love connection. And I'm not talking about, no homosexual stuff. I'm talking about that this is my sister. That if she needed something from me, she can come and get it from me. That if she wants to talk, or if we just want to go shopping together, or go get something to eat, or cook together, like the lady can throw down. I'm not the best in cooking. I'm just making it and baking. I just taught myself how to do that. I'm very excited about pies right now. Okay, I feel like that's going to be my expertise, but that's not the point. I digress. What I'm saying is, I want a friend in my sister wife. I don't want just a co-wife. I don't want a woman who just knows she another person here and we got to just deal with each other. I don't want that. And so for me, I'm just like, damn, if that's what it's going to be, I don't think I want this then. I don't want this. Because I'm not going to like that. And then I'm going to feel like I'm not going to like her after a while because I just feel like she ain't trying. But I don't want that to be the case. So I'm going to shut up and move on. All in all, though, as of now, this is what I'll say. As of now, I feel like I'm definitely still hopeful. I'm definitely still optimistic. I'm not going to lie and act like I don't see stuff because I see things. I definitely see a hell of a lot of reservation and a hell of a lot of separation still between us. But I know I can't force nothing either. So I'm going to keep loving. I'm going to keep being that. I can't do nothing but be myself. Hell, that's me. Like, I want to be around people that I care about. I want to just hang. I want to just, we even fall asleep together. I want to do that. That's what family does. This is like no-braining shit for families. You know what I mean? So that's the way I want to be. But if that cannot happen because that is not something that the co-wife would desire, then I guess I will just have to have a co-wife, and that's just gonna hurt my feelings. It's just gonna hurt my feelings, that's all. It's gonna hurt my feelings. But anyways, you guys, let me roll up off of here. I'm hungry. I need to go fix myself something to eat. But I'm not going to eat before I do these windows, because if I do, it's probably going to be a wrap on life. I love you guys with the love of the Most High. Thank you guys for joining me. Thank you for those who commented. I appreciate you. I appreciate your comments. And I hope that you all enjoy today and have a wonderful day of rest. Okay, for those who are going to be resting. And just enjoy your day, like whatever you're going to be doing. Enjoy that. Enjoy that. Love y'all. Bye.